You see that pale blue dot? That's us. And that is what is at stake. This is not a normal time. We are facing a planetary emergency. We're putting 70 million tons every day of global warming pollution into the Earth's atmosphere, and it's continuing to increase. Look how far above the natural cycle this is, and we've done that. But ladies and gentlemen, within less than 50 years, it'll be here. There's not a single fact or date or number that's been used to make this up that's in any controversy. If we allow that to happen, it is deeply unethical.
Will you pledge to not use fracking if you become president?
No.
When Hillary Clinton says, I'm not receiving money from fossil fuel or energy companies, that might be true. But she also has a lot of individuals who currently or formerly worked for fossil fuel companies who are bundling for her, meaning they're hosting fundraisers, they're raising millions of dollars.
Clinton bundlers were part of the much criticized campaign by Chevron to manipulate Congress to dismiss a long-standing lawsuit against the company for polluting the Amazon jungle.
She has hired a former lobbyist for the Keystone XL pipeline as an advisor to her campaign.
Let's talk about Keystone.
We've not yet signed off on it, but we are inclined to do so.
Senator Sanders.
We have got to cut carbon emissions rather than give a green light for the production of some of the dirtiest oil on this planet. I think, frankly, that is crazy. We can create millions of jobs in energy efficiency, wind, solar, and other sustainable energy. We have got to move urgently, as we would if we were attacked by some military force. Under Franklin Delano Roosevelt, we moved within 3 years to rebuild our economy to defeat Nazism and Japanese imperialism. That is exactly the kind of approach we need right now. We have an enemy out there.
We are being attacked, and the attack is coming from climate change. That's going to mean more extreme weather disturbances,
flooding, drought, cataclysmic problems. We are on a suicide course. If we do not transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to sustainable energy, the planet that we're going to be leaving our kids and our grandchildren may well not be habitable. 40 years from now, they're going to be asking us, what were you guys thinking about? What were you doing?
An investigation by Mother Jones found that Hillary Clinton personally lobbied for U.S. fracking rights overseas as Secretary of State.
Fracking is doing terrible things to water systems all over this country.
When you add up the methane escaping into the atmosphere, the fugitive emissions, and the CO2 from fracked gas, it makes it the worst fuel for global warming.
Will you pledge to not use fracking if you become president?
No.
There is only one candidate who is anti-fracking.
No, I do not support fracking.
There's only one candidate that won't take money from the fossil fuel industry.
I am doing it a different way. I have 5 million individual contributors. And when millions of people stand up and tell the fossil fuel industry that their short-term profits are less significant than the long-term health of this planet, we will win. That is the way change always takes place. And with your support, people around the world are going to say, thank you, America, for leading us in a new direction. I have introduced the most comprehensive climate change legislation in the history of the Senate, which, among other things, calls for a tax on carbon.
You have a fantastic bill, if you don't mind my saying, that would put a price on carbon. It's the gold standard bill on this area.
I say this to my Republican colleagues. Have the courage and the decency to listen to your kids and your grandchildren, not your campaign donors. I hope you'll join me in ending fracking in the United States. Big Oil's day has come, and we are going to move to energy independence so we don't need to go to wars in Iraq for oil. Greed is literally destroying our planet.
The consensus is as strong as anything in science, with the possible exception of gravity.
We have got to transform our energy system, not tomorrow, but yesterday.